All right, I think we're live.
Oh, yeah.
And
The whole world.
we're live to the whole world. This is the Game Credits second weekly hangout, and my name's John Comer, and it's going to be an exciting day. Appreciate you guys joining us. I know some of you guys are going to be watching this video after we're already done on recording, so welcome to you as well. And today I've got a couple of new members of the team. That I want to introduce. We have Alex, who is one of the co-founders.
Hello.
Hi, Alex.
This is GameCredits second.
And we have Nikolai, who is our lead developer. It sounds like we actually have some sort of feedback there. Can you guys hear me twice?
Welcome to you as well. And today,
Yeah,
I think someone's got like a second browser.
looks like we're live. We were live here.
Hold on one second. Hold on one second. We have. Yeah, I think we've got like someone's got a second browser open. It's like you can hear me.
It's not me. I don't have.
Hangouts, chance for us to be
Is that you, Alex?
communicate with the creator community.
I'm looking, but
Asking questions.
it's not.
And find people in the community that help us.
Okay, I think I found it. It was me.
It was you. Okay. We found the culprit. Okay,
I was
so
told
we
they were not
have
talking.
Alex is one of our co-founders, and we have Nicola, who is one of our lead developers. And I'm just going to throw it over to Alex and let Alex, you can tell a little bit about your background, how you got involved in Game Credits, and kind of what you're focused on right now.
Well, first of all, thank you for watching us. Well, it actually happened a year and a half ago, and both Nella and I was involved in some other project. Not involved the way we are involved in Game Credits, but partially involved. So we happened to encounter to what was known as Gamer's Coin, a coin with a solid base. It was pretty different algorithm actually, but we decided to take it from the former developer, the guy who did it actually the good job. He made a good coin with a lot of potential, with what it seemed like a perfect supply, and we decided to take over the code and move it to the next level. So in next few months there was basically only Nella and myself in the team. Later Medic joined us, and Kevin Biomech, who helped us greatly to improve the code. He introduced us to our first crypto developer, the guy from Crete, who helped us fix some bugs we had within the code, and we switched to a Bitcoin algorithm, and then later we changed to Earthcoin. So for the first 5 or 6 months it was really painful for us, as we met the new people and grew our team really slowly. And after some 6 months it started to gain traction, and some serious developer joined our team, and our team grew to some, I believe, 20 people. Now we are more than 50, I think.
Yeah. I was. I mean, it's interesting because last week we got to hear Nelly kind of share some of the same experiences that and how tough it was in the beginning and where we are now. One of the developers you brought on, we have with us today, Nicola, and I'll ask Nicola to give a little bit of background about himself, and maybe Nicola, if you can talk a little bit about what you did prior to joining the game team, and then why you decided to join the team, and what you're working on now.
Yeah, of course. Well, as you said, my name is Nikola, and I'm a full stack developer out of Belgrade, Serbia. And I'm now the lead developer at GameCredits here. So I graduated from the Faculty of Mathematics in Belgrade 3 years ago, and since then I've been working on different projects. And about a year ago, I quit my previous job as a software developer at a company that built web applications for some foreign customers, but it was like boring 9 to 5 work, and I didn't like it, and I decided to quit and uh, try to work on some of my projects. But sometime after that, I met Alex here and Nele by accident, and they shared their idea of GameCredits, a universal gaming currency, with me. And at the time, I knew almost nothing about crypto and blockchain, Bitcoin, and GameCredits and anything like that. I only knew things you hear in the news about Bitcoin and people getting rich. But once I had some time to process all the information and read up on the blockchain and the underlying technology, I realized that it was a brilliant idea. And I called them, we met up in a cafe, and we sat down. In a matter of hours, we had like a roadmap for all of our future projects written and drawn down. So since then, we have been working day and night. So
Well,
you basically quit your job to join the team.
yeah.
basically, I forced him to quit his job.
Yeah.
Well, the true story goes like this. I've heard about Nicola and his skills from a friend who's also a developer working from some big company, and I was trying to arrange a meeting with him for, I think, couple of months, and he kept avoiding me. I was
I
pestering him
confess I did.
over Facebook, and he went to vacation and he was busy and doing things with his girl and whatever.
I took a
So
lot of vacations only so I
the,
could
ma-
avoid.
the magic words I used to convince him to meet me was games and Bitcoin. And he
Yeah,
said, "Oh boy, okay, I'm meeting you." So that's how it started.
Games and Bitcoin in that order.
yeah.
In the exact order.
I don't know what order, but it was like that. I was intrigued, and I went to meet them, and they bought me. I really liked the idea, and I wanted to work on it, and I abandoned the other projects I was working on at the time to start working on GameCredits, and I have been working on it for like a year now.
Nice, nice, nice. Well, I appreciate you guys kind of giving a background introduction. Since our hangout last week, we had some people ask some questions, and so what I want to do is kind of go through some questions, let you guys kind of answer them, and uh, and then for the people watching, if you have questions as we go along, just make sure you type those in the chat box. I'm watching the chat box, so if you have a question, I can pass those along to Alex or Nicola. So we'll start with Alex here. Let me pull up the questions real fast that some people had. Make sure I get the right ones. I think one of the questions some people have is, they look at game credits and they start to realize what's happening with us, the fact that we have some fairly large game companies that are coming on to use our platform and the development center that Nicola's created. And a lot of people ask, well, why game credits instead of Bitcoin? Why not just use Bitcoin? And Alex, maybe you can answer that question.
Well, that's a question I often encounter. Why not Bitcoin? Why the altcoin? I don't think. Maybe it's just me, but I think people should change their perspective on altcoins. They're not just clones. Some of them are. Some of them are really really lousy, and some of them are really good. So why not one credit card? Because game credits is built around its specific customers, and I like to look at it like like a Venn diagram. It is different than a Bitcoin, but there's a lot of similarity. So altcoins are kind of an effort to improve what's what Bitcoin is bringing, and I dare to say some of us succeed in it. So
Yeah, I mean, I I have the exact same opinion. I mean, I think that like we talked about a little bit about this last week. That you know, there's lots of different altcoins. A lot of them are really crappy, to use a nice word. And at the same time, you know, and then other ones like you know, you have projects like Ethereum, which are billion-dollar economies, but it's very general. It's very widespread. It's kind of hard to wrap your mind around what some of the altcoins really want to do and become. And I think the power of in game credits is a specificity we have. You know, we have one specific thing that we're trying to do. And, you know, Bitcoin has a lot of things it's trying to do.
absolutely, and since each cryptocurrency encompasses its own network, acting as a stock in that network, I thought it's necessary for such a project to have its own network. So for many reasons, Bitcoin just couldn't fit.
Yeah.
Because we tended to tailor the game credits just for its purpose.
Yeah.
To be
it's a perfect brand. I mean, right. Right.
If
Do you
I
have
can
anything to add to that, Nicola?
the thing is, people look at Bitcoin and they think it's gonna last forever. It's gonna be there forever. But people forget Bitcoin was invented a couple of years ago. It can fail in the future. Nobody knows what's gonna happen. It doesn't mean it's like a constant that's not going to change. You know, Bitcoin is the most powerful coin today, but it doesn't mean it will be tomorrow or the day after that. Everything changes. You know.
Yep.
So, and what you were saying, the point of game credits is that we have a specific idea, a niche. Where we don't just have like a vague story of improving the world's economy and changing everything, the system. We have specific customers, a specific use for our coin, and we are making tools so people can use it in that way. So that's the difference between us and most of the other altcoins.
Yep.
That's what I would say about it. I don't know.
No, I think that's a great answer. Let me. Okay, hold on a second. It's like we have feedback again. You guys hear me twice?
Well,
I hear you okay.
Okay, all right.
yeah, I can hear you fine.
I'm just reading through some of the questions here. Well, Nicola, let me ask you a couple of things as developer, because there's a lot of people have a lot of questions about what's going on with developing right now. So, for one, like, how much knowledge does someone need to start making game credits powered applications? I mean, I know we just launched the Docker container. It's going to allow people to more easily build upon the game credits platform. So maybe you can talk about how much knowledge someone needs, and also some of the benefits that you're trying to build from a developer's perspective.
Yeah. Okay. Well, it takes only. I think it takes only basic programming knowledge to get started. It mostly takes curiosity and a desire to learn new things every day, because we are working really in uncharted waters here. There's not a lot of information about making like applications that interact with the blockchain. There's only it's a new technology. It's still young, and when you work with the blockchain, you feel like you're inventing something new every day. So it's fun, but it requires a lot of learning and a lot of curiosity. So I think if you start working with game credits today, you will see that the system is growing over the time and evolving, and you will have to adapt. And the technology you learn today is going to be maybe deprecated and useless tomorrow, but that's the thing. You have to keep learning all the time. But I would advise to anybody that's interested in like making applications that do transactions over the blockchain to download our wallet client today and to start making applications that interact with it. As you said, we made the Docker container lately, so that's like Docker is an awesome tool that allows developers to get set up for development easier and faster. So people can do that, and they can start making applications that work with GameCredits. There's like a countless number of ideas what you can make. So I would advise developers, go ahead and make your own wallet, make an, I don't know, iOS wallet, make a tipping or betting application, anything. I'm not going to share my ideas with you for free, that's for sure. But you can do anything. Also, if you're a game developer, our API is currently in the beta phase. You can wait before it goes public, or you can contact us, send us an email, and if you have an awesome idea, we can see to give you early access to that and try it out.
Nicola, if someone wanted to contact you, email, like,
Sorry, could you repeat yourself? I didn't hear you.
if someone wanted to contact you via email, what email should they send?
Yeah, they could send us an email. There's like contact information on our website. Send us an email with your awesome idea, and we can give you early access to the API.
Or just contact through the contact form on the website.
Yes, they can either use info@gamecredits.net or contact that.
Yeah, there's multiple email addresses. You can contact us any way you like.
Okay.
Also, you asked about game credits from a game developer's perspective.
Yeah.
Well, why would somebody use game credits? That's the question. Well, 4 things come to mind, like ease of use, accessibility, expanding your audience, and unlimited potential growth. That's the things I always tell to people when they ask. So why ease of use? Because we made our API so unbelievably simple. You can create an invoice and accept payments for your in-game item by making only a single HTTP request. That's like 5 minutes of work for a developer, and developers value that because it's easier to make application faster. So the second thing is, I think the most important thing is accessibility. Well, if you want to accept Bitcoin today in your game or in your website or anything, and you want to use one of the existing APIs, providers that allow you to accept Bitcoin payments, you have to fill in a lot of paperwork, digital paperwork. You have to fill out many forms, and you have to provide data about your registered company, your address, and your CEO's name and stuff like that. And then you have to wait for their team to approve your information, to read and approve your account. And you have to follow very strict guidelines. And I think that's very bad and almost impossible for indie game developers. If you're an indie game developer, if you made the game at home or in your garage or something like that with your friend, you don't have a registered company. You don't have that kind of information, so you cannot accept Bitcoin payments. And there's game credits for you because you can implement our API in 5 minutes, and you don't have to. You can stay almost anonymous. Let's say you cannot stay anonymous totally, but you can provide only essential information, and you can accept payments for your games. And we plan to keep GameCredits API open for everyone as long as they obey the rules of fair play. And fair play is we don't have strict guidelines, but we don't allow you to scam anyone.
Nice.
Okay.
Nice.
Also, I think you can expand much if you use game credits, because over the last couple of years the game credits community has grown, and also the crypto community, the people who we call crypto enthusiasts, who believe in a different future and different world economy, they are hungry for new products and new ways to spend their coins. So those people will appreciate your game or your applications and give you honest feedback and pay for your in-game items. Yeah. And also, when we succeed in our idea, I didn't think if when we succeed, we will make the game credits universal gaming currency that will be utilized inside many games instead of every game having its own in-game token, which is currently the situation. Your player and customer base must grow, when that happens, because then people from that play different games can utilize game credits to buy items inside of your game. So it's currently the market is quite fragmented, so. And yeah, also potential growth is like big. Go ahead.
Yeah. Well, I just want to, I know some people might be watching this hangout, be the first time that they've been exposed to game credits, or had a chance to hear about the development. And I just want to point out, if you're new, the things that Nicola's talking about aren't just theoretical; they're actually actual. We actually have um, companies that are already signed up for our platform. It hasn't launched yet because I know his team are still working on the development platform. But we're talking about literally hundreds and hundreds of games that are going to have access, and millions of players who are going to have immediate access to game in the coming weeks and coming months. So what he's talking about is actually feedback he's gotten from developers, not just what we think developers want. I mean, I think you can confirm
That's why
that.
I said when we succeed, not if, because I know we are on our way. So we
Right,
did.
right.
So
Okay. So we had a question here from one of the people in the chat room, exactly asked, and I'll just read it, what the question is here, and you guys can answer yes or no or whatever. But he asked, will it be possible to develop web-based browser games that can reward tiny amounts of game credits that can be awarded for playing these games? Like example, getting a high score, or getting in-game bonuses, or skill-based games.
Well,
yeah,
absolutely.
yeah, the API, as I said, HTTP-based, that's web-based API. So you can use it in any technology, any kind of game. It's your choice how you utilize the API. It works on your server. You can send the requests and create invoices. We don't care how you use it. You can make it for web games, for desktop games. The only problem we currently have is for iOS games because of the Apple's terms of use. So that's what I warn developers. I think you are currently not able to make iOS games, but you can make desktop games, Android games. You can make web-based games, anything.
Okay, fantastic. And Alex, someone else asked about. There was the announcement yesterday that GameCredits is now officially on the Microsoft Azure platform. Might have something to do with why the price of GameCredits jumped about 25% earlier today. But someone asked, they said they saw GameCredits on Azure and they were curious as to what the benefits of GameCredits being on the Microsoft Azure platform is.
Our blockchain will be available to a broader audience. There are a lot of whether developers or just enthusiasts who are not familiar with Linux, so they can experiment. They can build applications on Windows platform if they prefer. And there's I'm there to say a majority of developers accustomed to the Microsoft platform.
Yeah, there's also the matter of prestige, I think. Being a Microsoft
It probably is, but from my point of view, the biggest news is our Docker rather than Microsoft Azure.
Yeah, Docker is also cool because, as I said, and Alex, it makes people set up their environments for development easier. So we can potentially bring in more developers working on game credits products. And so because currently it's like a steep slope. You have to work a lot only to start developing. And our idea is to make development using the game credits infrastructure much easier. So anybody out there in the world could start making game credits powered apps.
Fantastic. I know we were just joined by Ivica. Ivica was going to join us earlier, but had some technical issues. So I want to see if we can actually say something, Ivica.
Yes, I hope my sound is a little better now.
Yeah, I think we can hear you. Say something else.
Yeah. So just to say, here I am back. I had a little.
Okay, yeah, you are sounding better. Well, let me introduce you then. Ivica is one of our marketing strategists. Lives in Los Angeles. And we were just having a pretty long discussion about development, but let's transition just for a second and talk about some of the things we're doing as far as marketing and also the price of game, which we don't try to hype it too much, but from a marketing standpoint, maybe you want to talk a little bit about. Well, first of all, introduce yourself, talk a little bit about your background, and then a little bit about what we're doing with marketing and your opinions about the price of game right now.
So about marketing, we are approaching kind of simple marketing strategy of really resolving all our momentary stages and trying to keep up with our plans for future and our integrations. And consequently, we are cryptocurrency that has a backdrop in gaming, and it has a full infrastructure and solution to integration for gaming development, for education, for various other industries. So what is our idea really is to set the foot as a second generation of blockchain, which has evolved and has brought a new ways and means how to really deploy the content, either in gaming, either in development, or either in education. So we are going to market it. So far, we kept it quite in the community because we wanted to establish our ground and to finish our product in the context of how it's impacting market and what we really want to achieve with it. Now that we kind of are really on the final stage of our final product and a full solution, we are slowly gearing up into our big campaign. So our next step is going to be our national US marketing campaign. We already started some marketing aspects in South America, in Spain, parts of Europe, and of course Asia is also growing. So we are slowly growing global, and our next step certainly going to be establishment in US as a company, as a potential partner for all of the US companies involved in such industry. And we have a lot of plans too, and a lot of products that we want to release at times, so we can still discuss that in the future. I don't want to take too much time, but just to give you kind of perspective that we've been patiently waiting and working hard, and Nikola was leading the whole development there and trying to bring our APIs, so we are now more or less open for business. And that would be pretty much where we stand right now for advertising and marketing.
What are your opinions about? Because some people ask me, because I know I have some friends that have are speculative about speculative, I guess we'll call speculative traders of game, and they ask me from time to time my opinions about the price, and I try to be kind of I try not to get too I don't know what the right word is, too excited about talking about the price because I don't want to hype it too much. But maybe we can just speak honestly for a second. Like, if you have any opinions about, I think game's worth about 4 cents a piece right now. I know the foundation owns about, and some people may not know this, but the foundation owns over 25 million of the game. So the supply, half of the supply basically is owned by the foundation. So there's not really a whole lot of the public supply out there. But do you have any strong opinions about the price of game and kind of what we might expect over the next couple of months?
Again, speculation is very common in our industry here.
Yeah, right.
So, but the fact that we are the cryptocurrency with a purpose and with a deep ground of really that goes far more into how far we are integrated and how much we are relevant as such a currency in gaming. Now, and that is our main goal. The fact that we have in foundation so much credits gives us certain stability against manipulations and everything, because our general idea is to finish our solution and establish working process between our integrations for the gaming, integrations for education, and consequently our market price on a currency. Certainly, manipulations will always be there, and we tried so far to keep it down and to keep us really focused to deliver what we need to, so that we have this real backbone of one of the rare currency with a purpose. That really, this is not a hype. That's what I'm trying to say. GameCredits is not a hype. So manipulation is going to less play a role than probably with some other coins who are more predictable to context of how they propagate and market themselves out.
Yeah.
Our consequential price will go together with our integrations in gaming, together with our integrations in education, and of course together with the overall sale of game credits on the market. And we believe that our price should consequently get more and more stabilized, and in the next 6 months we could probably be one of the most solid currencies with a really healthy rate of growth.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I hope that answers the questions. I don't want to go in.
No, I mean, you do a good job of giving I think a very political, very political answer there. I mean, you can run. I mean, if you want to, people can run some simple math. I mean, as if we have in the pipeline, over 1 million gamers are going to have a chance to use game credits in the near future, and I think people can do their own math if those people start buying game and using game, what's going to happen to the price. But I want to throw it back over to Nicholas. So we're just going to wrap up here real fast because we don't have much time left. But we've had some other questions, and kind of relating to. I want to throw it back to Nicholas because this is about kind of a development question. But I think a lot of people kind of want to know where we're going. What the kind of what the roadmap is. We got a question here. Are we going to see game credits in the AAA game or CSGO or WoW? What can we expect as far as where we're headed to in the future? And I know you can't answer all those things specifically, Nicola, but maybe you can talk a little bit about the future roadmap.
Yeah, of course. Well, the thing is, we all here in the community have big dreams. So if you ask me, yes, we are going to be in AAA games, but as a developer and also as an indie game developer, because I've had my share of experience with making games at home, I really want to help that kind of people. I really think that last 5 years are the years of indie game development. We've seen many indie game titles that earned millions, even hundreds of millions to their developers. So I think we should aim at those guys. We should aim at future stars, not AAA companies. I think if we ever got in a deal with a AAA company, they could come and buy everything and buy us and destroy us. That's really what I think. But we should aim at those kind of people. We should help game credits and basically the blockchain and the crypto. It's all based on openness, on open source technology, on open economy, and that's why I aim at indie developers and small development companies and studios.
Yeah, I totally agree. We're starting mid-level to smaller gaming companies, but when you talk about mid-level to smaller gaming companies, you can still talk about hundreds of games and millions of players. And that's kind of the lowest hanging fruit marketplace, because a lot of those medium to smaller size developers are looking for more opportunities to maximize.
As I said, in the last couple of years, there's been more indie game titles that made much money than AAA titles. You see a couple of AAA titles that they go out every year that get published, but you see hundreds of indie games, and many of them earn millions and millions of dollars. So why couldn't we be there? Why couldn't we be part of those games and those companies? I think it's much better. It's much a bigger audience there.
Yeah.
And just to be in 1,000 games than in one AAA title.
Right. And just as a side note, a lot of people are talking about the more traditional games, but there's a lot, and I'm sure maybe if Ivica can join us for next week or a future hangout, he can talk about this, because I know he's worked a lot with getting involved in the fantasy game market, which is a multi-billion-dollar industry, and we have a lot of inroads right now in the fantasy game industry. So there's a lot of different ways this can be used. Alex, was there anything else that you wanted to share? Was there anything else you wanted to hit on before we wrapped up today?
Well, I wanted to add on what Nicola said. we would love to show up in some major game like Counter-Strike or League of Legends. It's be awesome, but I don't believe it should be our priority. As Nicola said, we should aim for smaller developers and smaller games, and definitely go for increasing the adoption rate. That's basically, if we stick to our original plan, this what we are doing is much bigger than just become the part of some, for example, Counter-Strike, which is a great game. But I believe, yes, what we are doing is much more than that. It's giving the opportunity to all sorts of the developers and from basically developers who single developers and some smaller to medium-sized developer teams to flawlessly integrate the monetization system that belongs to crypto, that is quick, that is safe, that is anonymous, and that is a trend that is constantly growing, and it's becoming, by itself, crypto is becoming a multi-million industry, let alone the games. So it's a win-win combination, if you ask me.
Yeah. Well, I want to thank each of you for, because I know each of you are like kind of working around the clock right now, and I appreciate you guys taking time out of your busy schedule to be a part of the hangout, and I think this was a very informative gathering today. You guys did a great job, and I know we have some more questions in chat, so what I'm going to do is write all those questions down and make sure that we get those to these guys and get back with some answers for those, because we didn't have time to cover all the questions today in the chat room. Just a couple of quick things. If you didn't see our last newsletter, we just launched PayPal, so you can now buy game credits with PayPal inside of our web wallet. Make sure that you keep track of the Bitcoin Talk thread. We'll be doing more announcements in there. And next week we'll be back with another hangout, and we'll get you some information about next week as well. So thanks for joining us. Thanks, guys, for being here today. And we'll see you guys soon.
See you.
All right, take care.
Have a good day.
Take care, everyone.
Bye.